Hey yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy Chad bringing y'all another video, man. And in this video, we're going to be talking about good old censorship. So, in this video, like I said, we're going to be talking about censorship. When I'm talking about censorship, I'm talking about getting banned. I'm talking about shadow ban. I'm talking about whatever your opinion is, cannot stand on the public square, everything like that, man. So I have, recently been seeing a lot of people who I know who, they don't like they speak the truth about, like what's going on out here in the world, but they don't necessarily always say it 24/7. So it's like they haven't experienced censorship until recently. And they've started putting out like actual truth. Like they actually have proof, documents, research, everything that they're putting out, and their posts on Instagram are getting taken down. Their posts on Twitter are getting taken down. They're being shadow banned with, like, normally, let's say I upload a picture to my story, it'll get 300 or so views, right? If I post something right after that that's like something about, COVID-19 or something that's the truth, but they don't want to be out there, the next story I post, or if I post the next day, I only get like max 40 views. And it's not like anybody's like, oh, I'm just not gonna watch Chad's story today. But it's just like I've been shadow banned. Like they've put me way down in the algorithm. So when it comes to this censorship, it's gotten to the point now. I was talking to it with my parents yesterday because I had finished the book 1984 by George Orwell. I started it on Tuesday. I finished it Wednesday because like when I get invested in something, my OCD kicks in. It's like, you gotta finish it now. So I finished it, and let me tell you, whenever I, go to sleep at night, I just pray to God, like, God, just give me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And every time I read a book to, faith without works is dead. So to work, I read to gain that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You feel me? And it's like anytime I read a book during that time period of my life, like it fits so perfect with what's going on in my life. Like I read Malcolm X's autobiography, it fits so well. I was like, man, like me and Malcolm, that's the homie. Like we on the same page, not with everything, but we basically, I'm like 80% here with the brother. When it came to 1984 by George Orwell, I was like, dang, like I'm 90% on the page with George Orwell. Next, I went ahead and listen to you all. I had gotten Thomas Sowell's books right here, so I'm gonna try to read those books, the Black Rednecks and White Liberals. I'm gonna try to read some Thomas Sowell and then Native Son next, and then go ahead and knock a few more books out. Just really focus up and get it done. But when I was reading 1984, it was so many things that were making sense when it came time for like censorship. Except for in 1984, they took censorship to a whole new level. Like instead of just, oh, taking your post down or shh, you cannot post anymore, you're shadow banned. They just kill you, they kidnap you, and they brainwash you, and then send you back in the world once you conform. So a lot of people, they don't seem to actually care about censorship, if you feel me. Like me, I'm like, y'all, censoring is happening, and it's happening to like one group of people, those who are speaking out against the narrative that everyone's trying to push, you feel me? And a lot of people like, I mean, it doesn't matter, it's because you post that crazy stuff and it's just not true. And I saw a post on Twitter the other day by one of these like really cool people that I don't have Twitter, but I do have some accounts that I look at their page, not like on no stalker stuff, but I just look at their page because they always tweet like really good material, like really stimulate your knowledge and everything like that. And she was like, the people who don't care about censorship are the ones who don't have to worry about it because they're conformists. They don't say one thing that goes against the grain or challenges beliefs, so they will not be a fight. So they will not be a fight the sheep will partake in. Which she is totally correct. Those who don't get censored, those who don't get shadow banned, they'll never ever complain about censorship because it never happens to them. It's like confirmation bias. It's like, well, I've never said anything for them to censor me, so why should I care? Or how do I know that like what I'm saying isn't the truth already? And like she said, those are conformists because they're always going to go with what the majority's opinion is. And when I look at the majority's opinion, it's like I said in my previous videos, if everybody's saying this and there's a minority group saying this, but the minority group are the ones who are being censored, silenced, kicked off the platforms, having their posts deleted, why would I believe the majority when the silent few are the ones that are catching all the backlash? You feel me? And then it just goes back to like 1984. It's kind of like if you don't agree with, in the book, the main party or brotherhood, it's like you're considered to be insane. It's like in the book they said, okay, you're considered to be insane because you don't agree with everybody. Think about it. If the majority of the world says this is fact, this is true, and you're the minority and you're like, no, that's not true, this is the truth, and you're showing the proof, and they censor you, you'd have to think about it. You have to be like, well, why am I being censored for pushing this opinion or this fact, this truth, and it goes against what the majority is saying? But if the majority's opinion is so true, why are you removing mine? You feel me? It's just like, it's almost like you're trying to tell somebody, yeah, guys, the sky is blue, and they're like, the majority's like, no, the sky is green. And then the person who says the sky is blue, they kidnap him and throw him in jail or prison, or they take him off the street and lock him up. And you'd be like, why'd they lock him up? Like, he's just giving his opinion. And that's what I'm saying. That was probably a horrible analogy, but you understand what I'm saying, right? They're not letting opinions and other truths stand. And so it's even gotten to the point now in real life where I've seen, like I showed in my previous video, Joe Biden and his team are working with social media networks to label stuff that they don't deem truth, misinformation, or they're going to start, teaming up with cell phone carriers for if you're texting about COVID-19 and this misinformation, they're going to put some type of warning or so. And it really, to me, is just like, how far can this get? Like, people see this happening, but like I said, those who don't want to speak about it, they're just going to conform anyway. And just like in the book 1984, there have been parts and scenes where, the main dude, O'Brien, who really brainwashes people and then sends them back out there once they conform, he's really like, there are a lot of people who see what's happening around them, but they don't care enough to actually do something or speak out about it. And subconsciously and subtly, they've already accepted what we're doing. You feel me? So, like, let's use the example of Jen Psaki and Biden's team, collaborating with social media networks to cut down on misinformation, like they're the arbiters of truth or something. Like, what makes what they say any more relevant than what we say? At the end of the day, if you take apart the government, it's people who are running the government. You feel me? So we're all people. We all have our opinions. There's no concrete, this is fact. You feel me? The only facts there are like math, or I would say science, but science has just changed so much that they've blurred what's a fact and we're creating stuff, trying to, play God. You feel me? Like, science first started off as in, we're trying to figure out all these different things, which explains what God did. Now they're trying to do these different things to be God. You feel me? So the only thing I think is concrete is math, like 2 + 2 is 4. But even now they're saying, we shouldn't do that type of math because not everybody understands. It should just be objective and whatever you want the answer to be. And I'm like, no, there's only one way to it's only like 2 ways to 4. 3 + 1. Actually 3 ways. 3 + 1, 4 + 0, 2 + 2. It doesn't, you can't add 5 plus anything to get 4, you feel me? So, like in the book they said, it's just like subtly, and they're just accepting what it is. And those are people who don't question anything, you feel me? Like, they just accept whatever is told to them, they accept. If the media says Trump collabed with Russia to win the 2016 election, they accept it as truth, even though it came out that Hillary Clinton made up that lie, and that's not true. Because they just accept anything at face value, they're just going to run with it. So they'll never be censored. So in the future, when censorship gets to the point where you can't speak out at all because you'll be deemed, it's just getting to the point where you're going to be deemed crazy. And it's just like in 1984, those who spoke out against what the party or brotherhood or the majority were just accepting and conforming to, the dude O'Brien was like, you're insane. Like, you are mentally insane because you know that there's something going on underneath the lines. And so you're basically fighting what we're telling you because you know something different. And so you're going through mental turmoil like, I know the past is different. I know this isn't true. I know that the sky is blue. They're telling me it's green. They want me to accept it's green, but I know that it's blue. While everyone else just accepts whatever they tell them. So if they say sky's green, sky's green. If they say, no one's being censored, no one's being censored. You feel me? And so you end up going through more mental turmoil trying to follow and figure out the truth than those who just accept whatever's given to them. And those that just accept whatever's given to them, they've been conditioned. It's like they've been indoctrinated because they don't question anything. So they just take everything at face value. And even in the book, it was talking about, double think and how you accept two contradictory beliefs at the same time. So the sky is green and you think the sky is blue. You accept the sky is blue, but you also accept the sky is green because they told you it's green. If Biden and his team tell you, okay, everyone who said this about the virus or this about the vaccine, this misinformation, they're lying to you, then even if you question in the beginning, like maybe they are right, you just accept maybe they are right, but you accept Biden and them said they're lying, so they're lying. And so you end up being a conformist. And for me, I read the whole 1984. I got to the end and dude was like, either you're going to come to the end of this thinking like the future is hopeless, it's no point, or you're going to think there's a little more time. And for me, it was like, at first I felt hopeless, and then it really dawned on me like, there really is a little more time. Like, I feel like my purpose here on earth is to spread the truth about God and Jesus, spread the truth about what's happening in the world, but also help people realize that it's okay to be an individual and think for yourself. That's really what censorship is showing. If you're not really getting censored, I'm not going to say everyone that gets censored is just freaking truth or, doing their due diligence, because there are some people just put out complete and utter just nonsense. You feel me? But I do know that it's good for you to be an individual to think for yourself. Everyone who doesn't think for themselves is a conformist, whether they know it or not. And that's the thing about conforming. You don't know that you are conforming. You feel me? So it's like censorship. Censorship are those people who get censored are the ones who are not conforming. They don't want to go with the main talking points of what everybody's saying. They don't want to go with what the world is saying. They don't want to go with the agendas that are being pushed. Those who conform try to come up with any excuse for why the agenda is not really an agenda. Like, we can talk about the transgender agenda. We can talk about the critical race theory agenda. We can talk about everything under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. But those who conform will either A, come up with some excuse for why it's like that and how we got to be inclusive and how this and how that, or they'll just accept what it is for what it is. They see, transgenders taking over women's sport. Well, it just is what it is. They don't want to fight for it. They don't want to say anything about it. It just is what it is. They see, the government working with big tech to just push their truth on everyone, label anyone who doesn't agree misinformation. They just accept it for what it is. The government's doing the right thing. That's probably what they say in their head. Or they just be like, what's the point of me talking against it, because it's just gonna happen. And the thing is, like, the reason this stuff is allowed to happen and the reason they're able to censor folks is because not enough people are standing up. That's how revolutions start. If the people, when we first started off as a colony, right, and the British are trying to push all these crazy taxes on the people, had all the Americans here, all the colonistic, I don't know what you call them, colonistic people, colonies, had we just sat there and said, all right, we're just going to take it, Britain slapped the taxes on us, then we would still be colonies ruled by Britain. But it's the fact that people were like, no, we're going to stand up, we're going to fight about this. And the thing about when you have individuals like that, individuals who speak out about things and aren't afraid to be censored, aren't afraid to go against the grain, those people are your leaders, because those people who spoke up about Britain and the taxes and started getting upset, they started doing something about it, which encouraged others. You know what? I got to start thinking for myself. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. We got to start talking about this, which gets them to talk about it, which gets them to tell more people to talk about it, which eventually leads to people doing a revolution to, like I said, destroy, well, not even destroy Britain. Well, yeah, just get Britain out of their lives. And that's the thing that I need people to understand about censorship. It's gonna go so far until people are like, wow, like, now that I've conformed this whole time and I'm now starting to question what's going on, it's gonna honestly be kind of too late, because what they have done has already happened. It's just literally in the future, it's just gonna be either you revolt and you go straight against the grain, or you're just going to be like, it's too far gone, there's nothing I can do, I'm just going to continue conforming. And at this point, once it gets that far, you're not even going to question it anymore. And that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to question it. They don't want you to question, is this misinformation or not? They don't want you to research, is this true or not? They just want you to accept whatever they force feed you. You feel me? And that's part of conforming. Conforming, if you don't understand what it is, it's just accepting anything. It's just accepting anything at face value without questioning it. That's all conforming is. Just like in class, when you don't know an answer, when the teacher explains, I'm the type of student where when I was in class, if the teacher explained something to us and I didn't understand, I'd be like, teacher, I get what you did, but I don't understand why you did that. I don't understand. Other folks would just be like, okay, that's how you do it. I'm just going to accept that I'm just going to accept it for what it is. Like, that's the answer. I'm just going to accept it. That's the answer. Me, it would bother me so much. Like, this is the answer, but why is this the answer? How do we get to this answer? And maybe that's just who I was made to be, you feel? I was just made to be an individual to just think differently than 99% of the people out here. I may be the 1% of the people who like to speak up, talk about this type of stuff, but they're probably millions or hundreds of thousands of people who want to say the same thing. They just don't have the voice to do it, or they're scared that, if they do it, what'll happen to them, you feel me? Like, there are probably plenty of people who probably sit here, watch my videos, and they're like, man, like, I feel exactly how homie does, but I know that people are going to think I'm crazy. Some people are worried about their image. I'm going to also do a video on image, because that right now, people are more worried about their image than just standing up for stuff that, they believe in. They rather, well, my image, my business is going to lose money. I might not be able to get this job. Like, who cares? Who cares? If you're going to speak up for truth, like, for me, I look at it like, if I speak up for truth, then I know I'm going to be rewarded more in the first place. No one rewards a liar. No one rewards a conformist. Yeah, they get stuff, but eventually that road just meets a dead end, because once you conform so much, that's it. That's when they take over your life, and then they stop allowing you just to agree with the mass opinion. They start telling you what to do. Versus us individuals who think for ourselves and are questioning things, we get to the point where it's like they no longer want us in society, and we just keep going. You feel me? It's not any, wow, I've hit a roadblock of I've conformed all I can. Now I gotta wait for them to tell me what the next thing is I need to believe in. Whereas we're constantly trying to find the truth. We don't need anybody to tell us. Like, my discernment to kick in and tell me what's the truth. You feel me? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video about censorship. I know I kind of like went off the rails, you feel me, for like different areas of censorship, but I just thought it was kind of like important to talk about, because 1984, if you haven't read it, maybe like 40 years ago, people read this and were like, I don't understand how any of this would come true, you feel me? But right now, I literally see what exactly they're doing in this book is happening. And it's kind of scary, but it's also like, if you remain yourself an individual, if you think for yourself, don't accept everything you see at face value. I'm not telling you to question everything, but you do have to question some motives and some things, and just be like, why is our government working with social media if they said social media is a private corporation? Now what are they called if they're working with the government? That's no longer private. You feel me? And how can the government just get so much power they can just censor anything that they deem as misinformation? Where are their facts from? Who's done their research for them? Just because they're the government, whatever they say goes? And that's how I feel like. Just because you say it makes it true? No. I can see, and what's crazy about censorship, it doesn't allow for opinions to stay out there for people to say, I'm gonna judge which one is the truth. And you know what? I think they did a pretty good job convincing me with the proper research and facts. I'm gonna go with this opinion versus saying, there are two opinions out there. We don't like that opinion. Take that opinion away. So you're only left with this. So it's either accept this for what it is, or you don't have any other option. It's just like, okay, well, if I don't accept this, then what? And then there's no one out there that's pushing a different view than this one opinion. So it's like, well, maybe everybody thinks like this. And it's not. This opinion right here was there, but they shadow banned it, they censored it, they removed it. And now you think everybody in the world thinks like this. And those who think in this other way, you never even get to see how they think. And that's probably the group you belong to. You feel me? But yeah, man, this has been your boy Chad. You know, leave a comment down below if you understood anything in this video or if you agree. Like I said, I finished 1984. It's a really good read. Like I said, these books that I've been reading, they've been really just giving me so much knowledge. Like, it's almost like, the knowledge you're giving me is just too much, you feel me? But they just giving me so much knowledge, and it's like right at the perfect time. Like when they say, you know, God's always on time, I mean, my boy be delivering. Always on time, he delivers that knowledge, that wisdom, and that understanding to me so I can understand and bring you all these types of videos, man. I know this video, I've just been wandering around, just jumping from book to censorship to everything, but I think they all connected, you feel me? I got my dog right here. He trying to get in the video. I'll see if he'll come over here so you can see him. Yeah, you see him. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And as always, it has been your boy Chad, and I just want to thank y'all for watching, man. Peace.